Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the last game week of the season. We're going to be looking back at game week 37, chatting about game week 38. We're going to do a free hit draft just to see what the best players are this week and see what we can do for my team. Let's get into it. So, as we can see, my game week did not go very well overall. I'm going to be on 28 points right now after Trent comes off for Martinelli. It's just been an awful week for me. Dropped about 3,000 places, which is pretty disappointing. I think my goal for finishing in top 1,000 is pretty much done and dusted now, but I think that I'm really happy with the success of the season overall. Still finishing in top 10K, hopefully. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself here and screw myself over on the last day of the season. But I do still have 3 more players to play this week, which I don't know if it's more or less than the average person. But the free hit this week was an absolute great decision by many of you. So congratulations, whoever did do that. Um, yeah, that was probably my biggest mistake of the season was free hitting game week 33. I could have probably survived and done just fine without having to free hit, but you live and you learn, and this is probably one of my first. This is my first season that I really took this very seriously, so I'm very happy with the success of the squad. Although I'm very happy that Tottenham did really well and we won the game 1-0, but Kulusevski not playing because of a stomach bug. I heard about it. I just didn't think it was actually going to happen. I thought he was going to play still. Comes on for 11 minutes, gets a yellow card, gets me 0 points, and permanently puts Pookie on my bench, which is so great to see after he scored in his game. So that was fun to see. At least I can take some solace in the fact that although my Arsenal players also did not do very well, they lost to Newcastle, almost guaranteeing Spurs top 4. I don't want to say 100% guaranteed, but they're playing Norwich away, and all I have to do is draw just to get into the top 4. So fingers crossed they can at least draw that game and Arsenal lose their game against Everton. My Villa boys didn't do very much either. I mean, Digne got an assist, which was very nice to see, but honestly, like, this team just didn't do anything. Kane got a goal, which was nice. He got his penalty. But yeah, I'm just hoping that somebody can do something in the next game. Alonso, Coutinho, or Digne. I need you guys to get me some points here. Digne in particular, because I think he's one of the most differential players I have in my squad this week. So let's hope for the best for the end of this game week. Try to finish in the top 4,000 if I can. That'd be really great. It'd give me the hope and belief that I could potentially get to top 1,000. I really don't think it will happen, but let's hope. Let's move on to game week 38 and what my plans are. So this is the team as it stands for game week 38. It's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to captain Son. Probably just vice captain whoever. I mean, Son's not missing that game. He's got the golden boot in his eyes. He's not missing anything. The reason I have Digne and Coutinho in is because I'm going to be taking a -4 this week for the final game of the season. I know it might be not the best decision, but I have so much extra cash that I just don't really see the point in not doing it. I'm going to be taking Coutinho out and Digne out for. It's going to be James in for Digne, 100%. There's no question in my mind. The second part is just what I want to do. I don't know if I want to bring in Mason Mount or if I want to bring in Luis Diaz. I'm thinking Luis Diaz is probably the better pick, but I'm just worried that what if he wants to go with Mane, Salah, and Jota, then Luis Diaz definitely gets benched, obviously because those are the front 3. And Chelsea have nothing to play for in this final game. Like they could play if they wanted to. Like Mason Mount can go out there and play, but they don't have any urgency. They have no need to win this game. I don't think they get any bonuses for finishing third compared to fourth. I mean the club does, but I don't know if the players do. So realistically, I'm worried that Mount will be benched. Is basically what I'm worried about, and he's the other player I want to bring in. The third option, and I think my least favorite option, is Foden. I think that he will probably start, but I think that he has the toughest game against Aston Villa. It is at home, which is nice, but I just think that Watford and even Wolves are a better fixture than Aston Villa for a forward. So, yeah, we're going to have to see how that goes. Got the triple Tottenham players. I don't see Kulusevski being benched again unless he has another stomach bug. Rafinha is playing for his life right now to get into the to keep his team up. So I'm hoping that he's going to start and hopefully do well against Brentford. Brentford have nothing to play for, so if they do really well, that would be pretty disappointing for Rafinha. I could have played the Arsenal boys. They are playing for their lives to get into the top 4, but I think Everton are also playing for their lives. I think they're playing a lot better than Arsenal. And after the defeat to Newcastle, I really don't see how Arsenal can really pick themselves up. They just played so poorly. Honestly, I'd prefer to get Newcastle players in this week than to have Arsenal players. So that's why I got them all on my bench. But yeah, let's look at what the predicted score would be for this team if we are going to be doing the 2 switches that I mentioned, which were Diaz and James in for Digne and Coutinho. Okay, so this is a Fantasy Football Hub says for my predicted scores. It's got Alonzo way up there at 6.9. I guess they're really expecting him to play. James as well, doing quite well. The entire back line getting over 5 points projected is very, very decent. I think that's definitely underestimating Kulusevski in this game. I know he's had a stomach bug, so that's probably why they've dropped his minutes. But 2.7 is so low. I don't see him getting. That'd be like him. That means he's gonna get just a clean sheet. I find that hard to believe. I am going to be captaining Son, but Son and Kane both have the exact same predicted scores of 8.3, so really apparently the pendulum could swing either way. For the best captain this week, let's see who they vote for best. It's Kane and then Son, or Son then Kane. Sorry, my apologies, but it's very very close as you can see on the left side of your screen. Mount a surprising third place, so maybe Mount would be a better pick than Luis Diaz. Oh man, that actually has really changed my mind a little bit because if a lot of people are picking Mount, then maybe Mount might be the better player. He does have a higher predicted score than Luis Diaz. If we look here quickly, if I switched him out for Mount, there he is, 5.9 compared to Luis Diaz's 5.2. So actually, I think mid-video I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to be picking Mount, assuming that he doesn't get injured in the Leicester game. And that's what the team looks like. Like I said, Nketiah at 5.3. Doubt that highly. Like, do you really see Nketiah doing very much in that Everton game? Maybe, if he even starts. I mean, the way he played against Newcastle was pretty poor. Same with Martinelli. Rafinha is playing for his life, so I could see him getting a goal or even an assist in that game. So, I'm gonna back Rafinha in this game over Nketiah or Martinelli. I also want to just quickly show you guys my free hit team. I could have made 2 separate videos on it, but I just thought I wanted to make one big end of the season Palooza video, so I'm going to be doing my free hit in this video as well, so I'm going to be skipping that right now. So this is the free hit team I would go for. It's not the most amazing team, to be honest. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I kind of feel bad for people who are free hitting this week because I don't think it's the best week to do it because I think the defenders are a lot better than the forwards this week. So I've got it at a 5-4-1, benching Gordon, so he'll be the first player on their bench, and you got double Man City defense, double Liverpool defense, double Chelsea defense, and then you have a Man City attacker, Liverpool attacker, Arsenal attacker, and then 2 Spurs attackers, which I think honestly makes a lot of sense for this season. It kind of adds up to what we were doing for most season anyways. If you can find a way to fit in Salah to this team, I think you might want to try to if he is going to play, but I think he's probably going to be rested for the Champions League final. Liverpool are playing for the title, let's be honest, in the final game, but I worry that they're still going to get benched anyways just because he's injured, and the odds of them winning the title are quite low compared to Man City just holding on and keeping it. So I think that this team is fantastic. This is the team I'd go with if I had the money. You can always downgrade players as well. Like if you need to downgrade some of the defenders, you could downgrade Robertson to like some kind of 4.5 and upgrade one of the forwards or midfielders to better the team overall. But this is the team I would go with for the final Game Week 38 free hit team. And moving back to Fantasy Football Hub, this is the team that they recommend for a final game week free hit. So again, it kind of emulates my team. No Man City players, which is surprising, but it's got 3 Liverpool defenders. It's got 3 Chelsea players, Alonso, James, Mount. It's actually got 2 Brentford players, which I think is quite surprising, but I think actually does make a lot of sense because Leeds are very poor. And although they are going to be fighting for their lives, they are still a very poor team. They leave lots of open spots, so forwards could definitely get in there and score some goals. And then they have Son and Kane, obviously, because they're the 2 best players this week. We're going to be because they're playing Norwich away. Norwich are already down. I think they finish in last place no matter what now. And then there's Nketiah against Everton. Again, Everton, pretty poor team, but I don't see him doing much in my opinion. But that's what their projected scores are. I just want to thank everybody for this season. The channel did a lot better than I thought it would. So I'm really happy and I'm really thankful for everybody who stuck around, watched the videos, listened to my voice. Next season I'll be getting a webcam so you'll be able to see my face and hopefully get a little bit more of my personality, and hopefully next season we do just as well as we did this season, if not better. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you everybody for liking and subscribing. Please feel free to do so again if you'd like. If there's any comments you want to leave on the video, please feel free to about any of the free hits, my own team, my own transfer thoughts, anything about it at all. I'd love to hear back from you guys. I'll have some more videos during the summer as well. Just talking about price predictions, player transfers, maybe some preseason games that I'm going to be watching, seeing any like standout players. That is how I found, unfortunately, Mason Greenwood at the beginning of the season when I was watching their preseason games where he was playing really well. Unfortunately, obviously, things went quite poorly in his personal life, but I'm not going to discuss those matters. But yeah, I'm going to be having lots of things going on in the summer, so hopefully the channel doesn't get too boring for you guys. Try to entertain you a little bit and get ready for the next season. Thanks so much, everybody. I appreciate it, and cheers.